Welcome back to Stroked Big Dick Edition. I'm Insetic. With me on this is Turo.
Inflation.
It's addictive.
God damn it.
I told you I wasn't going to say it.
Well, you went somewhere.
Yeah. Speaking of where we're going to Diablerets. Even though it was one of the mountains pretty much unlocked from the start, it just so ends up that it's the last one to get the whole media challenges block, and then you go to the last event.
Man, I can't believe...
Is this the last video?
No. I mean, we still have the whole free ride component of all the mountains.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so
again, that in any other game would have been done first, but free ride literally wasn't unlocked for several of the mountains until you did media challenges.
Can't believe this game's progression is really weird.
Yeah,
whatever, we're doing racing.
Yeah. I can't believe we're Stoked in Diablerets.
And I think... Whoa, my guy did even more animations than normal.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He's really fucking pissed at you this time.
The last set of races, so let's see what speed I've gotten up to. I'm at,
Jesus.
I was at 1400 influence? Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Someone mentioned, the things on the gates, the symbols on the arches and stuff. I think those are brand logos.
I think they are. I swear I saw,
I think
a Quicksilver.
Quicksilver's is at the top.
Yeah. Something like that. I think I saw Burton or something. It's hard to tell. You're going very fast.
Yeah. You're stoking so hard you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting boned.
Yep.
Yeah. You're stoking and you're getting boned.
Yeah, no, once again, by this point, I've definitely decided to do, the style path so that I can unlock all the boned 1-foot grabs and such. So I'm just trying to work, stylish landings in wherever I can because, again, you need to do, God, I don't know, hundreds.
I'm just covered in
snow.
Yeah. I will question this right now. How many bones has he broken thus far from all of these jumps and running into walls and such?
I mean, no more than any average SSX character is broken.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Imagine if instead of immediately ragdolling as soon as I crash and all the life just leaving my body, I instead bounce down the track like in, SSX Tricky or whatever, ooch, each.
Yeah, whenever you hit something in this game, hard enough that causes you to crash, you never really go anywhere. You don't get, any, epic ragdoll moments like you do in, Skate. You just sort of immediately dump over and
all
just
the
go
life and momentum leaves my body.
Yeah.
All the kinetic energy just turns back into potential.
Yeah.
And you, all of that just, immediately crushes your innards, and you're just, you're soup on the inside.
Well, I'm dead on the outside, so...
So, yeah, what does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just on the inside, you're a fine paste. I was thinking about this, I think a few months ago now, but it's... Toothpaste is one of the few things that calling it a cream is weirder than calling it a paste.
Why would you do that?
It's weird. Think about it. Tooth cream.
I think it's weird because, you're supposed to consume cream, You're supposed to eat it or drink it or whatever, but toothpaste, you're supposed to, spit it back out.
Like rash cream?
Don't brush your teeth with rash cream, dude.
I actually have.
What?
On accident. Oh, bottles of cortisone look a lot like bottles of Colgate, alright? Don't look, let's not act like I'm...
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Don't act like I'm insane for this. Besides, this was when I was in school and I was brushing my teeth at 7 a.m. Were my eyes supposed to be working?
I will not give you that, though.
Yeah.
As someone who needs glasses, I have never understood the thing of, I just woke up, I'm so tired, my eyes don't work.
No, my eyes are heavy. I can't open my eyelids.
Then hold on to them better, mate.
Yeah. Get one of those things like in A Clockwork Orange, you know?
Skill
where
issue,
They
I
hold
guess.
Alex's eyes open.
Yeah.
I don't think they just sell those to any person. Also, I definitely saw a Burton logo on that game. I think
Yeah.
they change. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're going past them very quickly.
Yeah. I'm not stopping to appreciate the
Yeah.
things. Oh, well, you know, Bob's not on these videos, but we can try to appreciate the skybox for him, you know.
Oh,
If I
yeah.
ever look
Ah,
up.
yes, the
Yeah.
mountains.
It's very hard to appreciate the skybox in a game in which you are constantly going downhill.
Yeah.
And that also the camera is so, like, high up and behind
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I guess we could appreciate the ground box.
There were several shades of blue.
Yeah, there was some
clouds.
blue, there were clouds, like a
Yeah.
I mean,
nice
the skybox
line
is
of
very.
cloud.
I think you mentioned this, but like, yeah, the way that this game like it handles boundaries is just putting you in the middle of a valley in a mountain range, and it's hard to like get out of it because you're on a snowboard. So it's like the skyboxes seem really far away because all of that stuff is like actual geometry
Yeah.
that, like, I guess hypothetically you can go and touch, but I don't think the game will let you.
Can't touch the sky.
What was that one game? It wasn't Transworld. I think it was Amped. Amped 1 or Amped 2, where you could like see like how far out they modeled like the mountain range, and it was obviously like really low poly, but it went on for like forever. Like,
I
it
know
was
actually
out of
Amped
bounds.
3
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, and then Amped 3 had that issue where like, because, you know, as far as our theory goes, they rushed the shit out of that game. To the
Yeah.
point where like there was one of those mountain ranges, like the end level barrier went into that region of like lower poly like map construction.
Yeah, yeah. But like
That
you
was
could
so
use that
skunked.
secret cheat code to be able to,
Yeah.
you know, hang glide through the invisible boundaries, and you could actually like fly out as the background mountains actually went on for longer than you'd think, but were very, very low poly and had zero collision basically immediately.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, hey, if you're not supposed to ride there, why put collision? It's boring for us, but also
It's just kind of interesting that when you
Yeah.
see, like, you know, out in the background, there's maybe like a mountain and then a different one that has its peak, you know, offset. So you see that second peak, that actually, that second one will be behind the first one if you're flying in a straight line out there.
Damn.
nice.
Speaking
Oh.
of flying in a straight line,
Yeah.
Hi.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
it's
few races here where, you know, it's really slalomy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta really crunch
But
that
again,
board.
better at 1400 influence than at like 1900 over 2000, which is when I did it the first time.
CPU is Walden.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, look at how much controlled his turns are while you're
Yeah,
just
like,
like
Jesus Christ.
you're like full sending it.
He's full sending, he's just snaking.
It's going.
Yeah, he's like literally doing robo lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like his lines are like pre-programmed or something. Nah, I bet they wouldn't do that though. I
Yeah,
bet it's
nah.
really high.
Right. Nicholas Mueller or whatever is actually just sitting by waiting for someone to play this game and play one of these races.
Yeah.
And so he,
It's always
you
online.
know, jumps on and does it. Yeah, I bet I've caused him some real grief by, you know,
Yeah.
doing
Kicking
this
his ass
block
so
like
hard.
4
Yeah.
or 5 times by this point.
Yeah, wow.
You
think
ruined this man's life.
At this point, you should send him a friend request and like, I don't know, play
Yeah.
some Halo with him. Well, I guess maybe he only has this game, and that's why he plays it all the time.
I mean, he's a pro snowboarder.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he's a busy man. Yeah.
Did you see that like
Nice.
thing that happened in that NASCAR race where the guy on the last turn like
Yeah.
just gunned it against the wall and sped up really fast, and he said he learned that from a video game?
Yeah, you learned it from the old EA NASCAR games.
Yeah, there should be a pro snowboarder who does some, like, insane trick no one has seen before. Does, like, a Uber trick. And it's just straight,
Actually,
I learned that from a
remember
video game.
When I was, like, 12, I was watching a snowboard competition. I don't remember if it was the X Games. I don't think it was. But there was this guy who... It was, like, a 12-person best trick competition. And this guy who was in, like, 7th place on his last trick actually went down the ramp with only one binding in his... one foot in a binding, and actually tried to do a one-footed trick. And he didn't land it, but, like, the commentators were very impressed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, it's weird. Nobody else thought of just take your feet off of the board and do something? Like, am I the first one? Anyway, I learned it from a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even skateboarders learn shit from video games. Like how there's, like, THPS, like, tricks and such. Even Tony admits it.
Yeah, I don't remember who did it, but yeah, I heard that kind of interview where it was like, these video games are great because you can kind of, like, see how a move would look in there and then try it out in real life.
Yeah, especially with, like, Skate, like, how that started. Like, I remember actually the epiphany of how I actually learned how ollies worked was just by doing one in Skate and then watching it in replay. I was like, oh, your foot drags up the... Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no magic in my life ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just need to imagine it to be able to do it.
You just need to believe.
You need to see it in front of you.
You need to believe that you can do an 1800
You know,
in a
do
standing position.
you think in real
no,
life...
that's impossible for anyone to whip up.
Yeah.
Thinking? Oh, no, the
1800 from stand position.
Yeah.
Although, share if you don't think. Share this video if you don't think. But, do you think it is possible one day that we'll have, like, magnetic snowboards that, like, you can remove from your feet at any time? Or is just the risk too big for real-life mortal humans?
I think the risk is just too big.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
But that is always how I thought that, like, oh, if we wanted to take, you know, what people do in the SSX series and apply it to real life, yeah, like magnetic connections between your board and your boots, and then maybe you just, like, turn off the magnetic connection somehow, like, in the air.
Yeah,
put it back on.
Honestly, the way I was thinking about it is just have the magnets be strong enough that they keep your feet connected to the board, but not strong enough that you can't remove them at will, which sounds even more dangerous now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking
Nice.
of dangerous, like,
Yeah.
what is this? Why did they...
There's
Like
some
a race
weird
line.
set pieces in
That's
this
some
game, to be fair.
Yeah,
like,
speaking of SSX, that's
Yeah.
in
that's
the,
some
in the
really
previous
demonic
race,
through Intimidator.
yeah, in the previous race, like when you were nearing the end, there was like this weird broken circle thing that you went through, and I'm like, what is that? Why is that?
That's this game's idea of creativity in its level design.
Arches or some shit. Yeah, like Diablerets thing is like, I don't know, small amounts of architecture. Like you'll pass by more like single shacks and wood piles
Nice.
than on other mountains.
You see, that's the thing. Like, that's an actually good photo, like, composition-wise, but it also entirely missed, like, the trick you were doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you showed that to a magazine and said, this is a photo of me doing a front flip.
It still
be
gets
like-
better pictures than Skate did.
Yeah. Well, some of them, I guess.
Yeah.
No, definitely not all of them. Which I guess also, I mean, I guess ultimately what that proves is that it's just a hard thing to execute in general.
Yeah.
If not even EA Skate can do it right, until they literally just gave you control of the camera in Skate 3.
God, those arches are fucking weird.
We're burning daylight.
Alright, that's straight up a line from Act 3. Or
Yeah.
Act 2.
I mean, that's a common expression.
Yeah, but like, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a
I
reference.
can't believe it. Wow.
Voice
Yeah,
acting.
there was actually one of these media challenges, again, I don't remember what type it was or on what mountain, but I know we already passed it, that was called Impress the Hottie. And that has to be an AMP3 reference, you know?
Wow. Even though there was only like 4 of those challenges in the game.
Hey, I mean, the snowmobile tricking was better than the snowmobile racing.
That's true.
Again, I'm more of a trick guy, you know?
Yeah.
The photo crew is in.
I mean,
The photo crew is in.
Yeah, the photo crew comes marching in. Hurrah, hurrah.
I just dropped off the photo crew is it. It's a lovely day.
and then you're on the mountain.
Yeah, it is kind of funny with how fast you can skip the things when it is just like the pilot
Over there.
It'd be funny.
says the same line like over and over. And
It'd be
over.
funny if, like, randomly, like, I'd have a small chance of being like, "Hey, let me speak. Look, come on." And then you're like, gameplay-wise, it's the same, but you can clearly tell that he's trying to get you to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just really wants to bring out the British in the game. He just won't let
The
him.
helicopter pilot showed up outside my house and
Whoa.
killed me, and I literally died.
What
Damn.
the fuck? That's fucked up.
It's fucked
I
up,
think-
bro.
I think he should get fired for that.
Oh
Get
shit, we're getting
stoked.
stoked?
Yeah.
Finally.
Is it true? Are we finally getting stoked?
Yeah, after 7.5 parts, we're finally getting stoked.
Finally.
So that means this is the last part.
Well, no, I mean, there's always a rising action, a climax, and a falling action, you know?
So it's all downhill from here.
I mean, it's been downhill the whole game.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this in terms of just the most menial gripes about this very mediocre video game. I've always hated how the method air looks. It looks so bad.
I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan about the grinds.
Yeah, the grinds are just like jank, like whatever. But that was an animation like designed by someone who like willingly decided to make them look like that.
Yeah, again, the grabs are all really low-key.
Yeah, it
But,
kind of
like-
shows budget.
No, definitely, like, having grown up and been raised on the SSX series, I always expect my methods to be full extension, you know?
Super tweaked out, yeah.
Yeah.
The photo crew
It's,
God, you know what grab I miss? The flying squirrel. More games need the flying squirrel.
yeah.
Yeah. Instead, you're doing a
Was there-
cross-handed rocketeer.
Like, someone found, you know, pre-release footage of SSX3, you know, like alpha or beta or such, and, like, the flying squirrel was in that. But then they took out the flying squirrel from the actual SSX3.
Yeah, for like 3 different variations of like the melancholy and the Swiss cheese that all look the same. Or like
Yeah,
the
give me
new
back my cross the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the cross wasn't that an Alpine only trick, and they didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
have.
but
yeah.
it was just kind of cool because your guy just does like a skydiving pose, kind of.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even grab anything; he just like
poses.
looks, somehow tweaks out the grab of not grabbing,
Yeah.
and that was deliberately the most complicated way I could have said that.
Oh shit, we're changing the camera.
Trying to get more, yeah,
Cinematic.
run up
Whoa!
this.
What the fuck was that?
Because you have to go through all the camera angles to get back to the original.
Yeah.
So I very quickly went through the rest.
I dropped off.
For a second, we got ass cam.
That
or
wasn't
something.
Lakitu being drunk. That was Lakitu being overworked.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe Lakitu needs a union.
Yeah.
Cameramen in video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
And,
great
like,
idea for a
dude,
really
and,
shitty
like-
webcomic.
Shingo could be the union president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's evil and trying to bust the union or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, no.
Maybe Retta is.
Yeah, I mean, Retta gave up his you know, morals and camaraderie to become the businessman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he stabbed the industry in the back. And, like, he used to be one of them, and now he seeks to destroy them using the knowledge that he has of it. And maybe he
Goddamn.
thinks he's self-righteous because he sees all the problems with the industry. And he said, I'm just doing you a favor. I am a villain with reasonable motivation, so even though he's still a villain, I'm talking in third person about myself now.
Yeah.
I'm very funny.
He was a good guy that thought he could destroy the system, but instead the system corrupted him. Is Reddit coming back in Skate 4?
Oh,
Have they said anything
idea.
like that?
I don't know.
idea.
I mean,
he's still alive, so...
yeah. But he's just a guy who is living and breathing. I bet... Do you think Cuz and Seb are coming back? Because the people... Their likeness... Like, the people that they based them off of were the first two people you saw in the release video... In, like, the announcement video.
I guess it depends on, like... I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, that'd just be depend on, like, the direction of the game.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
They want it to be so intensely
if it's just
referential.
gonna be, you know, the whole multiplayer free-to-play kind of thing, and it's not gonna have, like, any story that needs any, you know, cutscenes or guys to be the vert competitions runner, street competitions runner, then...
Which, I mean, they might still, like, even if it is, like, online only,
Yeah.
like, some of those would be competitions that are street or vert. I guess they could still have that system in there.
Yeah.
They should get me in, and I can run the dirt competitions.
God, no. Fuck.
Dear God.
Why?
I
And
mean-
you know what game did have street, vert, and dirt?
Oh no.
Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
I don't. you had to comprehend that for a sec. I've never played the PS2 version of Downhill Jam, but did that one have? I beat the DS version, so I remember in that version, like if you were on like a mountainous path in like Kilimanjaro, your board would change to a mountain board, like on the fly. Was that a thing in the PS2 version, or were you just always on a skateboard?
I don't think so. I think you were always on a skateboard.
Yeah.
So I guess the Street Vert and Dirt was exclusive to Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam on the DS.
Yeah, probably.
Was the DS, like, the same levels, or, like, was it, like, different?
Let me see if I can remember them off the top of my head.
It feels... I haven't played the DS version, but it sounds like probably something where they just went with, like, a different... Not gameplay direction, but setup and
Yeah,
things
it's mostly
that happen.
different, but I think a lot of the levels are shared between the two. Obviously, they're designed differently, of course, but, like...
Yeah. All I really remember from Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam is a bitter past and a blurry future.
Oh God.
One last chance to reverse this curse!
And then also that song that was like, accelerator, accelerator, she's my accelerator.
There was another song in that game that was also in I think Madden 07.
Damn.
I'll be
Cowboy.
out here all night. I'll be out here all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, back when Madden had songs like that in their games.
I don't remember what that song was, but
Yeah,
I can hear the
same.
chorus from Downhill
Yeah.
Jam.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Downhill Jam on the DS is actually a really fun game. Honestly, I would
Is
like.
is
Maybe I
Downhill
should open
Jam on the DS that game where it's like there's almost no textures?
I don't.
It's like all just kind of colored polygons.
No, you're thinking of Downhill Jam on the GBA,
Ah, that's it.
which was impressive because it was a fully 3D game on
They
the GBA.
made Tony Hawk Downhill Jam for both the DS and the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, and on the Game Boy
But
Advance,
didn't it
was
come out like long after the DS came out?
2006, which would have been 2 years after the DS.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they'd stopped making Game Boy Advance games by then.
Yeah, well, the ones that they were making were really technologically advanced, apparently, because Downhill Jam was fully 3D on the GBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, when 2014 came, they stopped making PS2 games. Then I found out about India.
Okay, yeah, the PS2 is unique.
the best-selling game console of all time. Like,
Yeah. The unique Bollywood games.
And actually, I can't name any, but there are, people who still make, like, games or cartridges for really, really old systems.
yeah, they homebrew that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, what's the latest Amiga 2600 game? Oh, some guy made one, like, 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. And people mod old sports games for old consoles, which has always been a very, very niche interest of mine. But people make, like, FIFA 23, like, an update for FIFA 14 on the PS2, which also came on the PS2. Like, that was just an actual release, FIFA 14 on the PS2. But people will which also explains why they do that, because it's like, people are like, oh, it's funny how they kept making sports games for so long in the PS2's life cycle, and then when they stopped doing that, people kept updating them themselves.
Yeah. Also, damn, we're about to go Huck ourselves.
Yeah, Huck Magazine.
Yeah.
Air Party.
Fuck Magazine.
Yeah?
Man.
Yeah.
Imagine if this game had a final boss that was Patrick. Because this guy, follows you around the world.
Yeah, he's
only
like,
for you to beat
you
the shit out of
motherfucker,
him.
you've beaten all my scores, I hate you.
With a little more budget, he could have been this game's Eric Sparrow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Patrick is
Patrick
Eric Sparrow
Sparrow.
if Eric Sparrow was never on camera and had no lines and was not referenced at all.
Yeah.
Really, I guess it's up to us
If
to
Eric
create...
Sparrow was just a concept and not a character.
Yeah. I guess it's up to us, the viewer, the player, to create that story in our head. It's a role-playing game now.
Yeah.
It's an immersive sim.
It's up to us to live up to our family
name
name and face full life consequences.
Yeah. God, I haven't heard that meme in so long.
One day, in Static 47, shit, who's your brother? Give me a brother in this context for you.
What? I don't know. Jake?
Jake 47's brother was one
Dude,
day
look,
in
I'm
an office.
King Kong, but a snowboard.
Damn.
Yeah. Like a snowboard or a snowboarder?
It was a snowboard, but a very long one.
Wow, damn.
We're a snowboarding
Could
phenomenon.
you imagine doing a sick 540 mute grab on that thing?
Well, we need to become the ultimate snowboarding phenomenon by earning the influence points that we've already earned, beating all the events, which we just did.
Woo.
But yeah, now
Man, it looks like you're
going
already
and
almost there.
doing the free ride stuff. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing that, like, and this is again something where this feels like they just didn't program it right, but all of the pro checklists on all of the mountains seem to be looking at anything you do on that mountain. So from all of the media and races that I've done on all of them, I have already done a lot of the pro checklist stuff. Like, do a 1,000 point rail slide, or ride for 30 seconds without crashing. Well, I did that in any demo reel challenge,
Yeah.
Like, from a gameplay perspective, it seems like this was a feature that they didn't implement properly. But
like,
also,
those
I guess,
feel like you should need to do those in free ride.
but also, like, I guess, quote unquote, from a realism perspective, it's like, if this guy wants you to ride 30 seconds without falling, I guess, if you do that while also doing something for someone else, he'll still be just as impressed, if not more.
Yeah, so, again, we're pretty much halfway through. I don't think any of the next videos are going to be, like, as long as these are, but yeah, now we need to go to free ride on all of the mountains and actually, do the pro checklists, unlock what we're going to get for getting a high score on all the runs, and then face off versus the pros and get their, tricks. So, yeah, basically the second half of Stoked starts now or next time, so join us then.